Don't unmute me.
Yo, how's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the Slot 1 Super Podcast. That's right, it is that time again. As every other Saturday, we are here, episode 76 of your favorite Dokkan podcast. I am your lead host for tonight, the Masked Ningen, and I, of course, am not here on my own. I have my two wonderful co-hosts. We have, first of all, Minato's Flash. How are you doing today?
Doing all right. I'm not gonna lie. If I stop speaking halfway, it's because allergies are acting up, so I might sneeze once in a while. But it's that time of year, so hope you guys are doing well.
I hate to see it, but we also have our boy Vilify as well. How's it going, my dude?
Woo, we back. Is this the first episode in like 2 months where we had back-to-back Saturdays, basically, or bi-weekly Saturdays?
I'm not sure. It could be.
No interruptions.
It could be. Also, Drace in the chat. No technical difficulties at the start. What sorcery is this? See, we know what we're doing. 2 weeks in a row. Everything's working fine.
We did have the little slip up of the unmute, but not like that was on.
No, that's that didn't happen.
That wasn't technical difficulty. Yeah.
No, that's the manual error.
But yeah, we are here.
I like your light.
Thanks.
That
was a birthday present from Little Blue. That's pretty awesome.
That's nice.
So yeah, we are here for episode 76. We're trying out a bit of a new format this week because we had a lot of fun towards the end of the last episode where we just kind of went off program and just chatted very casually about the game and with you guys in the chat. And it was a lot of fun. So we're going to be approaching this evening with a little bit more of a casual format. Also, as always, of course, you guys, if you want to help to support the podcast, if you have any questions, comments, or shout outs, any donations and super chats and things like that, rather than save them all to the end, we'll try and read them as they come in, obviously once there's a break in the conversation, because I know sometimes we get ones that come in when we're sort of like mid discussing a topic early on and then they get read out at the end, and even though we can kind of remember sort of when they came in, they're not necessarily relevant because we've already had that entire conversation. So if you guys do want to show any support and you want to ask any questions, give any hot takes or anything like that, we will try and go through them as they come in. So yeah, to start us off with, obviously, like I said, we managed to do an episode 2 weeks ago. It's been a few things that have been going on in the game, but yeah, how have you guys been? What have you been up to? How have you been feeling about the game in the last 2 weeks with the stuff that's come out? Minato, when we start with you, how are you feeling at the moment?
I mean, it's like the typical like drier period of the year with Dokkan. I'm sure we all know. I think maybe this could be global players, like like we had last year, but global at the same time was getting some of the stuff that they were missing and catching up. So now this is like truly the first year, the first November, where it's like everything is the same. There's no extra content coming to global that usually would not be. Even then, I think they have given us a decent amount of stuff in the past few weeks, right? We got the 4 free-to-play characters recently, or actually, the 4 free-to-play characters, all 4 Daima characters, with the 2 EZAs, and then the new Glorio and Pansy, right? We had the Halloween characters like a week before that. The manga characters are a special thing going on right now. We just got Kid going. Like, there's a lot of stuff that came out.
Mm-hmm.
And even with the red zone, right? I would have preferred if they maybe dropped more than just one stage, but that stage is pretty tough. I actually haven't even sat down to beat it yet. I'm washed right now. I'm in my washed era for Dokkan, but we'll be coming back very soon. Either way, I think that this is a time of the year where you always take Dokkan. If you usually take Dokkan a little more seriously, this is where you kind of start taking it less seriously, playing more casual, exploring other games, exploring life, going outside, touching grass, eating a hot dog, man, like something. So for me, it hasn't personally bothered me at all, especially, I have other games that I've been interested in, and the year has been so busy for Dokkan most of the time that I'm finally able to sit down and do some things. This is off topic, right? But well, I guess it's related to the topic, playing different things. I'm actually gonna hop back in and actually finish the Persona 3 Reload DLC that I haven't even been able to finish this year because of just everything that's been going on. So I'm actually really excited for that.
Nice.
But in terms of like Dokkan specifically, I think they've been doing for like a normal month celebration of November. This is what I expect. And even then, it's a little better than usual because it's the Daima celebration that they even introduced a new red zone, right? And every month they've been introducing some form of new difficult content, which I think is a good kind of thing as well that I hope they continue.
Yeah, I think so. Vil, how about you? How you been doing? How you feeling with the game at the moment since these last 2 weeks?
I haven't been living in the Festival of Battles as of recent, like I was like a month and a half ago.
Okay, good.
And I've re-picked up Xenoverse for like the 11th time in the last 6 years.
Nice.
So I've been having fun with that. They got like $20 out of me within like 10 minutes because they had DLC. So that was fun. But, just going through the motions with the game, making sure that, dailies are getting done, still level linking, doing all that fun stuff. But it's been interesting. I think Minato covered a lot of the good bases with stuff that they'd introduced. The Kid Gohan EZA, I'm sure we'll talk about him later. Very fun character, and there's just a lot of good stuff happening, but it's also pretty quiet. And the byproduct of the sync, like Minato was talking about, where it's like, I feel like the overall player base as a whole is not used to like nothing going on because we've kind of went from years past where it's like we get out of the worldwide download celebration about a month ago and then we kind of transition into the Tanabata LR on global. So it's like if we were to go off of the schedule this year, it would be like, oh, Golden Frieza and Gogeta are coming to global in November for like the thank you celebration. And now it's just not like that. So it's like, oh, nobody's got anything and we're just waiting on things. And now with Heroes being gone, it's a whole other different situation. So uncharted territory, right? I think we're all sort of feeling byproducts of that. It kind of like makes you wonder if the question is like, was the sync worth it? I think so, yes. But I think you could have a conversation where it's like, I would prefer the versions to not be synced. Like if you wanted to say that, I wouldn't be like, that's not the worst take I've ever heard. But I'm also I come from a skewed point of view where like if the game is dead for everybody, it just reflects on everything. We talk about YouTube numbers and all those things. It's like we're going to come from a different perspective than maybe somebody on Twitter or somebody who doesn't follow the game via social media. So it can just look a little bit different. Like I don't mind feeling hard pressed to have to like not feeling hard pressed to summon for everything this time of year, but it also can be a bit of a different time of the year. So Daima Goku kind of threw a wrench in my saving plans. I will say that. as of course, because that's just how they do it. So I think that does eliminate, knock on wood, 4Q for New Year's. But you never know.
I mean, New Year's will always be some like
bait,
genuinely good bait, like for a lot of different players. So I could still see again Super Saiyan 4 Goku New Year's, like at least in Daima Mini Goku, of course that's not going to be a thing unless they do Daima LRs as New Year's because anniversary is already planned to be something else. I fully expect Daima to be anniversary.
Yeah.
And if you're still like someone who's like summoning or like I don't know if I should keep summoning on the banner, that's really up to you. I wouldn't blame you for summoning here, but there are the theories that this guy would return on anniversary banners or right after anniversary, maybe. So it could be in your best interest to just save from here, since anniversary is pretty much in 2.5 months at this point, right? So
yeah, I've seen people saying about like Daima Goku potentially coming back for the anniversary, but it's like I think it's more. I don't know if we mentioned this last time, but it's like more. I think the case that it would be like if they do like an EX banner again or something like that. Because I think I went back and looked at like the last two like anniversary banners, and like they're just always like I think the last one is just all of like previous anniversary and worldwide like Dokkan Fest LRs were just all the featured units, and they're all like the dual Dokkan Fest because they split them across the two banners. So it's like if Daima Goku's on one of them, then it's like who's the counterpart to him on the other banner. But then somebody mentioned obviously like last year with the 10th anniversary, we've got the EX banner with the Super Saiyan 3 Daima Vegeta. So if we got a random like EX banner again, Goku could be on that, or potentially will just be on the next one that comes up afterwards. But yeah,
Dude,
it's like you guys
also-
both said, because Phil was saying, like, one of the big things, I obviously, as a global main, it is one of those big things to notice now that this time period is very different to how it used to be on global. Because, yeah, we would come out of the worldwide celebration, there wouldn't be too long of a gap. I can't remember if there was a filler. Was it? I think that might have been around the time we got the JP's April Dokkan Fest as well, I think. Then it would go into, like, the Tanabata unit would come out on global, and then we'd go into Heroes. So it was like, it wasn't as quiet of a period. But, I mean, there's still been a good few things. I think it's one of those, like, there hasn't been a huge amount of stuff necessarily that comes out each week, but there's been something each week, right? Like we've had like Daima Goku, then we got the Gohan EZA, we've got the manga units coming out, and then yeah, obviously the big thing is, I don't know if we're expecting to see any sort of news. I don't know if there'll be one of those upcoming content things. Well, it'll be tonight for you guys, but like tomorrow morning for me, because the only thing we know about this next upcoming week is that, like, I think it's the 13th is when the Petan with the manga art stickers comes out. But that's like the only thing that's been in the news or been announced or anything. That's like the only thing we know about this entire like next upcoming week is the Petan starting on the Thursday. So not sure if we'll see any news for anything, whether they'll just announce like the next Red Zone stage or anything like that. What are you guys expecting in terms of when you think like the next sort of major thing will be coming out now?
You're just talking in terms of releases?
It's just probably going to be the Part 2 LR, right?
Yeah, there should be an LR in 5 days.
5 days?
On the 13th. Yeah. Sales go away the 12th.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Because, I know...
So
Go on.
No, I was going to say, I do expect like a Part 2 LR that at least fits under the leader skill, which a lot of us are thinking Goma, which, it would make sense why this guy would be leading demonic power. Goma would be on... Actually, would Goma be on any of these teams, though? Like, between Dragon Ball Seekers, Time Travelers, and Bonnet Parent and Child. I don't think he's on any of those, right?
I can tell you when he won't be on. Goma?
Yeah, because Goma, we could see what his categories are from...
He's not on many. Where would you find that on Dokkan Info or the wiki?
Yeah, let me...
Yeah, you can go to the event. I know Truth actually tweeted a screenshot thing of it the other day.
Yeah, no, he is not Dragon Ball Seekers. He is not Dragon Ball Seekers, which... He does fit the full 50% leader skill. Yeah, and Proton also says in the chat, the 13th, the home menu banner for the Daima Red Zone stage goes away. So that means that we'll get a new Daima Red Zone stage. On top of that, we could maybe get... I mean, I assume we would get Tamagami 2 and Tamagami 1 as stages as well. But, like, we still will likely be getting a Goma stage on top of that. So, I don't know. What if it's, like... Because... It would be really interesting if instead of Goma, they did like a Tamagami's LR. The only issue with that is, again, they're also not under this leader skill. They're a mission execution character. So I'm thinking Goma is my guess for like if we're going to kind of talk about generally what a Part 2 LR for this kind of celebration would be, because I don't really see them releasing him by himself. Does that make sense? So
yeah.
Oh, Proton makes a really good point. It's not so much about the stage, but the stage art. The Tamagamis are in the arts, but not in the stages. So if the actual home banner goes away, that means that they're going to be updating that art as well, is I assume what he's referring to. So that would mean that another character would be added to that, which could be the new Goma. And it could be his LR art on there, which would make a lot of sense.
Yeah, because the boss in the event has like a super attack animation that we haven't seen before.
I think we did.
We have seen it, but it's like because we've seen it in the story event.
I thought it was slightly different. I think because I saw a lot of people saying that it's potentially like his SSR art, because we see that sometimes where like we get a boss for the first time that has like a mini sort of animation, and then when the unit comes out, it's like their SSR one, and then once they're fully awakened, it's got like some of the same bits in it, but it's slightly longer and like slightly different.
Because there's two Goma arts that we have right now.
Yeah.
There and then there are two super attacks actually. There's the Imperial Cannon, and then there is the
There's a
Giant Collapse. I'm looking at it on the
because
there's a good one
new
and
ones.
there's a good and a bad one. Yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
there's like
The
a
recent one
basic
is
key
like-
blast. Yeah, and so I'm laughing because I'm pretty sure I saw a tweet saying like, well, they just leaked not actually, but they revealed part of the LR's animation, and then like everybody in the prize is like, buddy, this has been here since the story event came out.
Oh, was that Abu who said that?
I think so. I think
I
I
didn't
saw
wa-
that.
I'm not. I'm.
Well,
I'm not a name
I saw
dropper,
someone
unless I'm
saying
talking about you.
something similar, where it was like, oh, they just showed this man's like whole LR, like they clearly don't
Yeah,
care, like they
yeah.
don't think he's hype or something, and it's like like I said, it's probably going to end up that's like just his SSR super attack or something, and then the actual finished one, like when he's fully awakened, is slightly longer and like has more bits to it, because they've done that in the past before, where like the SSR has like part of the super attack animation, but then once they're awakened, it's longer and has like more stuff in it. So I wouldn't be surprised if that is the case. But yeah, that brings to the interesting question, because of course the topic that I love to bring up as much as possible. We are now, well, we're just over a week into November. If we've got a part 2 LR coming out next week, which would be the 13th, then obviously a question that a lot of people is asking is, where are the Heroes EZAs? Because obviously before we knew about Daima we were speculating about like a crossover celebration potentially for November. I know some people are still maybe hoping that towards the end of November that might happen. Because I think last year the Heroes celebration was earlier than usual. Last year the Heroes celebration was around the 12th. Which would put it around that kind of next week time frame. But the 2 years previous, it was always on the 22nd. So it feels like something that is going to be pushed more towards the end of the month. Do you guys have any thoughts on that? Because obviously we said about stuff coming out like each week. We've had like Daima Goku one Thursday. Then we'll go to like Gohan EZA and the manga banners. Then we'll go to like part 2 LR. Then potentially the week after that, we go to like Heroes EZAs, assuming that they're going to have their EZA banner as well. What do you guys think about that?
I mean, I would assume the Heroes characters would come back in a banner or just like some way to be available with their EZAs. I mean, this would be the time of year to do it. I mean, Super Saiyan 4s, of course, fit the Daima Goku team. Daima Goku is also on full power, so that does actually help out the Limit Breaker
Okay.
Super Saiyan 4 Goku, because that guy wants a full power Heroes rotation. I mean, ideally they change it to just Super Class, but like like that full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku is like kind of based around the full power team, so we'll see
Yeah.
what they do with that. Maybe it could be, instead of, because that guy, he wants a full rotation, like I said, right? Maybe it could be if there's another ally in the same rotation with those categories.
Yeah.
Then he gets his buffs. and
Yeah,
it's like,
change it to
okay,
like one ally rather than the whole rotation. Yeah.
that's where like this guy could come in, the mini Super Saiyan 4. And of course the same thing with the Vegeta. They all link well together. It would just make a lot of sense. They really love graded power this year, so I mean, I would not be surprised. When it comes to Hearts though, Hearts will just have to kind of do his own thing, I guess. Like if we're
Mhm.
talking about like a time traveler team though, it's not terrible right now. Like, because we do have all Rose Goku Black, we have a Gero Rose, but we would kind of want a few extra villain options probably for Hearts to actually kind of be decent. Because what team is he on?
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
do you
I
want to
think-
talk about In Fat Boo? He's on Time Travelers.
Oh yeah, that Fat Boo, but like, oh,
Yeah.
into Fat Boo, yeah, not the new
Yeah,
one,
yeah.
yeah. No, yeah, in Fat Boo would be really good too.
Yeah, I think I
Um,
looked when talking about his like EZA potential in a video recently, because he has a really good kit, Hearts. He has like a really good EZA potential, but currently in terms of like meta relevant characters, I don't think he has like any 220 leads or really even that many good like 200% leads in terms of current teams that are actually meta relevant. Let me double check on Have a look at his 200%
I mean,
plus
it is
leads.
unfortunate. We had a really good transformation boost leader in Tech Buhan, but he was right before the 10th
Released in
anniversary.
purgatory. Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah, so it's like he didn't have the new leader skill buff with the extra
yeah.
HP.
He
Like,
doesn't
we
get
would-
his full lead anyway. His only 220% lead in the entire game is the physical Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, because Hearts is on full power. So,
Yeah, I mean, it would be nice for I just a new transformation boost leader. I think would be kind of just really good, or a crossover character. But I don't know.
You're talking about Buhan. I mean, we did get a transformation boost with Mini Vegeta.
I said a villain.
Oh, villain. My bad.
yeah, because unless they, well, hopefully that's the thing. That's the big thing with these heroes characters, that they need to adjust their restrictions with their EZAs, because Hearts very much wants to be run with extreme characters. I'm hoping that they will, because it's one of those, I don't know what you guys will think, because I know heroes, they've been varied in their quality over the years, obviously often being undertuned or underpowered, but then sometimes we've seen those like few gems like Limit Breaker Vegito, who was arguably the best TUR like when he came out. It's one of those things where it's kind of like there's two ways to look at it. They're not doing heroes anymore, so they don't really care. So why would they make their EZAs good? Or you've got the other way of looking at it, is that if they make their EZAs really good, then that would encourage people to summon on the banner. That then obviously again encourages people to spend their stone fund before the anniversary. So I don't know if you guys had any thoughts on which way you think that they would potentially lean in terms of how good these guys might end up being.
I would hope. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm just gonna hope that they're good, and if they're not, my hands are.
It is what it is.
True.
Like they treat them like they're banner units.
Yeah,
is
right.
what I will say. So even if Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta are good, like we know that because we're only talking about Hearts, Goku, and Vegeta, but like there's also the other characters such as the
Super Saiyan 4 Bardock, Super Saiyan 4 Gohan, Rebel, and Corrupted Supreme
No.
Curve Time are the other ones.
Bardock and Gohan won't awaken, right? Oh no, they will, because they did get their awakenings that year.
Yes, they
didn't
weren't
awaken
featured on the banner,
last
but
year.
they awakened. Yeah, so they'll be,
Yeah,
because
but
Gohan I think has really good potential. Like, and Gohan is on Daima Goku's team. So he has like, if his EZA is good, he has a good like slot 1 unit potential for some of those teams. Because he was very basic on release, but it was just like damage reduction and like a decent defense. So if they sort of like ratchet all of that up by a decent amount, maybe throw guard on there as well. Like he could go back to being, because on release he was like the slot 1 for the team essentially. So yeah, he could be a decent one.
Well, Ningen,
Bardock
I know
is
you
a
have
good hope.
feelings about Rebel. Like that's been an all-time classic for you, right?
No, funnily enough, it's not me. It's we got a couple of, there's Prof and Weeb in the chat who are big fans of Rebel.
Well, you got like a Rosell thing going on.
Oh yeah, we have the Rosell meme. That's because of the although that got updated to Aosell, because it was after the summon. Yeah, after the summer of me trying to beat the Omega stage with like the 2023 Heroes team, and the number of times the runs would get lost because Rebel wouldn't dodge. So it created the Rosell meme. Which
I must have missed on this
Aosell.
era. I got you.
Because now Aos is the one that doesn't dodge and gets you killed. And yeah, to hurt Prof. If you feel personally attacked every time the Rosell emote came up.
It's a shame Dokkan handled Heroes the way they did that last year, because it was just like you couldn't play anywhere with them. And I remember you were trying to do like videos on no item runs, and you couldn't even do that.
I managed to do.
Alright,
There was
I
a
can go.
few. Like it was hard. It was a hard fought battle, but like the team managed to beat Goku and Frieza, which I think was the hardest fight in the game when they came out. But then as soon as the next
Yes.
hardest content came out after that, with like the anniversary stuff, because anniversary always kind of power crept heroes like to a certain extent, but obviously that was kind of always my thing, trying to like push through and actually get them done, even if it took like 100 attempts. But it was with last year's team, they really didn't, like, as soon as the next difficult content came out, like almost nothing from the 10th anniversary could really hack it with the Heroes team, for the multitude of reasons that have always been the problem with that team. Low stats, low HP. Like Universe Tree Goku was technically the best slot 1 for the team, but he just wasn't good in slot 1 against all the difficult content that came out in the anniversary. So it was like, unfortunately, the Heroes team kind of always regressed. As soon as hard content came out after their release, it was always like half the team had to be like dodge or die characters. So it was always a little bit tough. But funnily enough, like Robel has some potential with her EZA because she's a supporter that heals with rainbow orbs, has built-in dodge, and has a scouter. So, and obviously is on demonic power. So she actually could be kind of good. It's Bardock and Supreme Kai of Time that are the ones that probably have no hope. Corrupted Supreme Kai of Time is that her entire passive is based around the enemy being like stunned or sealed. And has that random ability, like the low chance to stun all enemies. So she's essentially useless in most difficult content. And then Bardock is like, he just gets some like crit chance and effective against all types if you're on high enough HP, and then has like a medium chance to dodge. So I have a very low bar of expectation for him. But I think Gohan could be pretty good. And then, the Limit Breakers and Hearts, depending on what they do with their restrictions, they could end up being pretty good. But yeah,
I had a like a whole thing. I was about to say something, and I just completely lost it. Like just completely.
Because of the Cope masterclass.
Yeah, I was not even that. Like I was just kind of talking to talk. You know what I mean?
But yeah, I mean the thing is like
I remembered it now.
Yeah, go for it.
I was gonna talk about. I remember when I do like incredible gem farming videos, or it's like the stage against Broly. I think it's Area 30, Stage 8. I'm like, you want to bring characters that can crit because Broly's not going to take much damage if you don't. And I always remember recommending that character Bardock if you have him, because he's got like 90% chance or something like that. And, like he fits on a team.
Well, yeah, it's like if nothing else, the Heroes team has always been the go-to. Like if you want to blitz through Dokkan events to farm your Dokkan Awakening medals, because you've got like Goku can active skill turn 1, Limit Breaker Vegito can active skill turn 3, and then you just win.
That and the free to play Ginyu Force has always been a good one too.
Yeah,
because those animations are the old as can be.
The Rose clones one's actually really good as well, because they keep adding all those missions for you to get extra medals. There's always a mission now, it seems, to do the stage with a unit of each typing. So literally like one run with the Rose clones team and you beat all of the missions to get the extra medals, which is nice.
Did you two do the Dokkan event thing during GDC?
I did some.
I did,
but not all.
I did all of it. Yeah.
Nice.
I don't know why. I think I saw like Goresh tweeted or something like, "Oh, I guess I got to do it then."
I did some because
he did it with Goresh is a psycho. He did it with the unlimited boosts. That was up for like an hour or something.
Oh wow!
Like that's what. So,
yeah, quite a few people.
Imagine power level bonuses, boosts, and that. Like, ooh.
Yeah, because I know
I went to bed.
Even before they added those missions, there's a bunch of people in my community I know that have like, I think even like Truth has it. I know because he just does tons of events in general anyway. But these people out there that have like 100 of every Dokkan event medal, because then it's like whenever any random Part 2 or Carnival LR comes out, you don't actually need to do anything. You can just awaken them like straight away. So yeah, I did some of them, but I kind of focused on, like I skipped over anywhere, like if they just had a character just come out. So like I didn't bother doing like the Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta ones and stuff like that, because it's like, yeah, so if a random Part 2 or Carnival comes out, I'd have those extra medals that I could then potentially use. So I didn't bother doing them for a character that had literally only just had a new unit come out. Because I didn't want to spend like stones or meat items to refresh stamina just for doing those. But I got a few of them done, just not all of them. It
was fun. I don't know. It was kind of bizarre because I was trying to like figure out the optimal way to do it, and eventually it's just like do it with the clone team, because you get all the typings, it's quick, all that fun stuff to do. Yeah, Bringer, the game was really dead during GDC, bro.
I agree. Yeah, exactly. There was so much other stuff to do, and like new characters to link level with your stamina and stuff like that. So yeah, I did
link level them while you're doing the Dokkan events, baby. Come on.
Yeah, that great link level rate.
Yeah, it's about multitasking.
Yeah. I mean, I think I did do them with my link level team for some of them, but again, I think some of the missions were again for doing it with I think the clones team was one of the main ones I just used. I think once I'd got it set up, because it was the easiest and quickest way to do it. But yeah, so I guess we could talk about, to try and pivot to one of the bigger topics. We've mentioned them very briefly, but obviously kind of the big thing of this week, with the whole 40th anniversary of Dragon Ball celebration. So we've got all the manga stuff in the game now. We obviously started off, everybody got the free-to-play copy of the AGL Goku. We all got a wallpaper, and then the banner came out with the 5 summonable units. We had all the different panel missions that you could complete in order to get the manga cover art treasure items, which would then, of course, unlock the special battle stage, which had another wallpaper, which is pretty cool. I've got that one equipped at the moment, the animated manga background one, and a whole bunch of missions to use different categories, which gave out a decent amount of stones. So yeah, how do you guys feel about this celebration? We can talk about all the different stuff, the events, the units, whatever, but in terms of the little mini celebration for the 40th anniversary, manga art cards finally being a thing in the game, which I know people have been talking about for years now. So yeah, how do you guys feel about all of this stuff that we've been getting for this?
I was struggling to figure out how the hell to play the challenge event for a good bit. I was like, am I dumb? Is this not in the game yet? And turns out you just had to go buy all the things. I was like, oh.
I haven't done it. No. I'll be honest. I didn't figure out how to do it just yet.
Well, just go do all the panel missions and then go to the exchange and buy all the little manga things, and
that does make sense.
Because
I heard that some people were having issues with it. I don't know.
I was just struggling
because unlocking the event, or just actually beating it.
The event itself.
Oh yeah, because they make you do a mission with Manga Goku and he blows.
Yeah, because the missions are for using each of the sagas, so it's basically for all of the manga cards. So you've got like World Tournament, Saiyan Saga, Namek Saga, Android Cell Saga, Buu Saga, and then there's one for using the free-to-play Goku. I'm not gonna lie, I like this. Goku has hands, at least for what I expected, because up until when I did it, which was like the day after they came out, I got around to it. They hadn't updated it yet. I'm checking it now. But like Dokkan Info didn't have the stats for him still. So I didn't actually know how. Yeah, it still doesn't for some reason. So it tells you his abilities. He gets extra attack with each turn that passes. He loses defense but gains damage reduction. We know that he greatly raises attack on Super, but we don't actually know like what his numbers are. And so I went into it like the first few times with like a Saiyan Saga team, and yeah, it's just like anyone that took the Super was just taking like 1 million damage. And yeah, that Goku, the free-to-play Goku, because his passive is designed for him to be run with the other cards, so he gets those extra buffs for having an ally of each of the different categories. And I tried using him on just like the Saiyan Saga team, because that is the category that he's on. So obviously he only had one set of category allies. Even on like turn 1, before that Goku got any buffs, he did like an 800k normal to that free-to-play Goku after that Goku had like triple supered. So in the end, I just use items to do, I think, all of them except for literally Buu Saga, because what's really funny is like, you look at all those other Saga teams in the game currently and how not particularly good they are when it comes to difficult content. And then you get to Buu Saga, where you've got like 10th anniversary Vegito, Go Tanks, like literally Majin Vegeta, super easy. Like literally he was dead in one turn. Like, whereas all the other all the other stages, I just ended up using items after I died a couple of times. I was like, the mission lets me use items. You get 3 stones for each one, so you get a decent amount of stones out of it in total. But I'm sure if with enough patience and like the right RNG, you can probably no item it with them. But man, some of the categories like World Tournament, like who's your slot 1 tank on a World Tournament team, other than I guess maybe STRTN, but that's only one rotation. Like,
I got the dust off a Hood Classic for the Saiyan Saga Prime Battle TN.
Hey, let's go.
And he would attack lower, so that was kind of swag.
But yeah, that's the big useful thing, attack lowering. Yeah,
World TN. The other TN, go figure, the summonable. I know I use him. You get to use the active skill like right off the bat because you're up against a Kamehameha enemy and all that fun stuff. So that's fun.
Yeah, because I didn't use the manga units because I hadn't finished, like I'd done some summons, but I hadn't finished like leveling them up and like link leveling them and stuff like that, because I didn't even want to, just for the sake of efficiency, I haven't even SA 10'd like most of them, because obviously if I do another summon, which I want to do to try and get the last couple of ones that I'm missing, like if I end up pulling dupes for the ones that I've already got rainbowed, then that's a free Kai rather than me having already got them to SA 10 and then pulling another copy that I don't actually need for anything. So yeah, I've been link leveling all the manga units, but most of them are like SA 1 at the moment, apart from the Fat Boo, who I used for the Extreme Super Battle Road stage. But
oh yeah, that's a discussion. Oh my god.
yeah, I was gonna say. So I mean, I was gonna ask you guys about your summons first, but do you want to talk about the Extreme Super Battle Road stage, storied figures, the amazing category?
For like the manga summons, I feel like if you summoned, you basically, we all got the same thing. Like,
yeah,
like
I feel like it's more of just a case of what did you decide to do, I guess, because I know some people literally got like one copy of each just so they had them.
Yeah,
some people didn't bother.
JP, JP, I was one and done. Global, I gold slotted because I just had more stones there.
Yeah, fair. Minato, did you do any in the end? I can't remember if you said.
I haven't done any summons in the banner yet. I will probably later. I just like it's that I don't care about right now. I'm focused on Honkai Star Rail right now, chat. You already know. If you know, you know. Cyrene just came out, but anyways.
Yeah.
I assume we're talking about summoning on the manga banner, right?
Not even listening to us.
I know, right? This guy.
You said yeah, right?
Yeah.
No. Yeah, okay. No, I because you guys were quiet, so I was like, did I get it wrong? Like, am I in some alternate dimension? What about Gakshin? Yeah, of course, Gakshin, man. I'm always on the Gakshin, but
we're in the Twilight Zone right now.
Yeah. No, right now for that game, it's just a little dry. Because I mean, God Topo's not necessarily a character that has people lining up at the door, but season 2 comes out in like 10 days, so we'll be.
What if Mercenary Tao came out in Gekishin?
Well, there is a Mercenary Tao, but he's a free-to-play support character, so there you go. I'm not sure if he'll be playable anytime soon, unfortunately.
But yeah, I did decide to summon to try, because just for the collection purposes, and they're so easy to get, which is nice.
Right.
Oh yeah, I've seen some crazy multis.
Yeah, we were saying before, like there's someone in the Discord posted a screenshot of like 8 manga units and like 2 SRs as like 1 multi. I've got to see, there's got to be someone out there somewhere. I need to see a screenshot of someone just getting 10 manga cards in a multi, and that must exist somewhere. But yeah,
JP player probably.
Yeah,
somebody whose game is like in French.
Yeah,
those guys always have crazy multis for some reason.
Yeah, so it's good that they're quite easy to get. You get 3 guaranteed ones every multi. I've gotten at least 1 extra one in most of the multis that I've done. And it is nice, like you literally only have to do 4 multis to get enough of the pity coins to select a character as well. So like realistically, if you do, it's 120 stones to get like the coins to grab a character. Realistically, in like the 240 stones it takes to do 2 rotations, unless you get really unlucky, you could probably rainbow them all in the 240, unless you get like 3 of the same unit as your 3 featured, which fortunately hasn't happened to me, but
it can.
Yeah. Did it happen to you?
I think I had a 3 Fat Boo multi on Global.
Okay.
Not all in the featured slot, but like that was yeah, I had a buddy who pulled I think 11 freezes before he finished Gohan.
Oh, damn. Yeah, that's the only problem with it, which is it's kind of the similar to Heroes, because obviously that's the banner we would normally have around this time that also had the guaranteed featured, where like the only SSRs on the banner were the cards, but like that would always happen where it's like, okay, I only need copies of 1 more of these cards now. And then you keep getting like the other ones as the guaranteed features. Yeah, I think I need like 1 more Gohan or 1 more Piccolo with my next multi, and then I'll be able to just coin the other 2 that I need, and they'll all be rainbow. But I guess it depends, because I've got like 2 stones right now, so we'll see what comes out in this coming week. But
yeah, one other thing I forgot to mention is I haven't summoned much on that banner, or I haven't summoned at all on the banner because I was focusing on Diamond Goku because I hadn't gotten him yet.
Right.
But the other day I actually got 2 in a multi.
Nice.
So I'm like conflicted. I'm like, should I start summoning on the manga banner right now, or should I just finish pity for Diamond Goku?
I was mad as hell
sometimes.
seeing that multi.
How
I
far-
hate watching those Twitter video multis, dude. I scrolled to the end and saw 2. I just got mad. Like,
How
all right.
far?
Yeah.
How far from
I'm gonna
pity are
say
you?
hashtag free to play.
Hashtag free to play. But yeah, how close
But-
to pity are you?
I'm like 130 coins in, so it's not good.
Oh, okay, yeah, so still quite a few.
I'm
then.
just waiting to. I'm also waiting to see what the part 2 LR actually is, so I could be like, okay, well, let's see, what we do.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's a big thing as well. Kind of depends who it's going to be and how good they potentially are.
I mean, if
yeah.
it's Goma, we already know 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
8 out of 10. If you know, right, Phil?
Okay, that time I fell asleep. But the what?
This guy. No, I said if it's Goma, we already know 8 out of 10.
Oh no, yeah, no, like good 10 out of 10, 7 out of 10. Gotta like really draw the clickbait for 4 out of 10. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta be like, should you summon on this banner and then
The
put, like,
legendary
super-
summon Goma banner.
Should you summon on the part 2 LR, then put like another LR that's getting an easy? That's like a Super Saiyan.
Yeah. Don't even put Goma in the thumbnail. That'd be kind of a fun bit. Like summoning for LR. Who's the legendary summon this year?
I mean, who's an easy A that could
TN's
happen?
rerun.
No, like who's an easy 8 that would probably be worse. I'm not gonna lie. Like who's an easy 8
true.
that could happen right now? Like for the
For
celebration.
for an LR?
Yeah, I mean, what they do like a Terrifying Conquerors character maybe. Like I could see him leading Terrifying Conquerors.
Imagine they just sneak Cooler in for no reason.
It's like
Yeah.
physical LR meta cooler. It's like, yeah, here you go.
The artificial life forms.
Oh, the gammas?
Whoa.
The artificial life forms, you said.
Oh, you're talking TURs.
Or anything.
Well, I mean,
guess.
oh wait, no.
Oh my god. They are for LRs. I'm like, oh my god, no.
No,
Yeah, never
sorry,
mind.
my
Yeah, I
bad,
got
my
you.
bad, Joe.
I got
My
you
bad.
now. Yeah.
Like what? Like I wonder what easy A they could be. But either way, like you just put someone on there.
Get the
Should you
subs
summon-
yeah.
for our boy
Should you
Carlos.
summon on the?
Yeah. The superhero EZAs are like they got to be coming soon.
I mean, eventually. they will
Gammas,
be.
the New Year's LRs.
Okay. When it comes to those characters, I'm gonna be really honest, man. I'm thinking anniversary, Beast Gohan, and Super Saiyan Goku. Then we have Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, and it's like Awakening or something like really vague, but like all 4 of those characters in there, like a tag Beast, or we don't have a transforming Beast Gohan, guys.
Yeah.
It could also
Yeah.
be a tag Beast and Orange Piccolo.
Yeah, this is a Legends. They can afford to do another Beast Gohan if they want. That wouldn't be like the 8th one.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's just only the 3rd one.
Yeah,
Well,
Proton
you know.
said there's room in the data thing for like 2 TUR EZAs or 2 LR EZAs and a Super EZA apparently, like still as part of this upcoming stuff.
So
So-
the super
2
easy.
TUR EZAs. Or it could be like what LR Super EZA could happen then if we're gonna kind of divert into this. Let's take a look.
Someone in the chat said
I do like-
Bojack, who is a good like extreme because he's like an extreme support,
Bojack.
right?
Is it not like a little early for Bojack?
I mean, I guess
'Cause
Goten and
Bojack
Trunks got their
EZA.
Super EZA and they're part of that same like 100%
His,
lead LR meta.
Well,
His
yeah, but
EZA
when-
was a shame.
Bojack was a late EZA. 'cause
The sorry.
remember, wasn't he one of like the older characters before an EZA?
Yeah, the
Maybe.
SDR one, right?
No, the in
And
LR
Bojack.
one.
Okay, yeah.
Because Goten and Trunks came out like before the 7th anniversary, and then the Bojack came out right before the 8th anniversary. That's like a year difference ish. But I guess they could get Bojack. I don't know if they would go that far ahead. Like if we're looking at LR EZAs, I mean, like in terms of characters that, like if we're just gonna like go down the line and talk about LR EZAs that still need to happen, we still need to see. I guess one day LR Goku Frieza will get their EZA. One day,
Oh, you're talking about the 10-year.
no, I'm talking about like the tech LR Goku Frieza.
Oh, the yeah,
Like,
Super easy, yeah,
I don't think they're
that's
gonna EZA
it.
right now or super EZA right now, but like
Yeah.
if we're talking about super EZAs, like Trunks wouldn't count. Goku Black and Zamasu like wouldn't really fit here. Though that would be a sick easy. I guess the next one would be Bojack, huh? Or Full Power Frieza. STR Full Power Frieza. But Bojack Easy 8 when you have to release, that's true. But like Easies are a bit behind, no? Either way. If they do 2 TUR Easy 8s, like I mean, yeah, because the what's it called? The Tamagamis, they're not on artificial life forms, are they?
I'm not sure. I don't think so.
Let me double check. Because I know they're on mission execution. They might be an
I'll
artificial.
look at the event.
But I don't
info.
recall that they were. Let me see. Tamagami.
Yeah, I'm checking the red zone boss one.
Yeah, that one's Tamagami, dog.
Yeah,
Good.
Tamagami number 3. They're artificial life forms of mission execution. So
Yeah, no, there are. I mean, if they do like a part 2 Tamagami's LR for some reason, and then they make like an artificial life forms leader, like 220%, and then they put the Easy both of the Gammas. But I don't see that happening. Like, I want to put it out there just because it's out there, and if I'm right, I'd be like, but no, I think I guess. So it would be 2 LR Easy A's and 1 Super Easy A is the idea. So it wouldn't even be a Super Easy A LR. Yeah, I don't see 2 LR Easy A's.
I think it depends. I'm not sure how the gaps in the database work, but I think a Super Easy A can be for either because it's just the passive that changes, isn't it? So
No, because it would be 2 LR Easy A's and then 1 Super Easy A. Super Easy A could be a TUR or an LR because they're both one step. But it would be 2 LR Easy A's and a Super Easy A, or just 2 TUR Easy A characters.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, he would be at only 200%, huh? Because they're yellow coin. You're right.
Yeah. Tamagami's one would be interesting. There's also the like Ku and Do option as well.
Yeah, that's true.
Also artificial life forms. They feel like the kind of character that are at that sort of level of release to be like a part 2 yellow coin LR rather than being like, you know, one of the anniversary carnival LRs or anything. Similar to like, well, I mean, they were an anniversary LR, but they're kind of like similar to like the Gammas, essentially, like the LR version, where you could just have the 2 of them together as an LR potentially. Tamagamis would be interesting, but there are 3. I guess that'd be weird because there's 3 of them, so it would end up being a joint forces unit instead of a reversible exchange, most likely. But
well, that's fine too. It's not like they would just only gain categories from that.
yeah, true. Yeah, it'd be interesting.
I think they should be on demonic power because of the Demon Realm Dragon Ball. So I feel like that should count, but whatever.
Yeah, I mean, they have done it before where when characters have been bosses in the game, and then when they come out as like a new unit, they do throw on some extra categories and stuff potentially. But
imagine it's like Tamagamis and then / Neva, and then you could reverse exchange into Neva.
yeah,
And then they're on demonic power.
yeah, and like and Namekians and stuff as well. That'd be interesting. Yeah.
And then Neva's just like some mega godly demonic power support character.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
He actually hard carries that fight against Goma. That's crazy.
I'm gonna make that a tweet.
Yeah, that would certainly be an interesting one. But yeah, so I guess since we're talking about Tamagamis, I know you mentioned it briefly, Vil, but yeah, that Tamagami number 3 red zone stage, huh? That's quite an interesting stage.
Yeah, it's I'm trying to remember, like, him critting on Super was kind of the big gimmick that I remember, and then it was he has bombs.
Yeah, that's the
right?
big one.
Yeah.
STR orbs are bomb orbs, and they do 150,000 damage to you per orb obtained. And if it wasn't even worse as well, which I feel like is, I don't know if it is overlooked. I don't know how much people have complained about it, but the enemy's key -8 is
That's what it. Yeah,
quite horrendous as well.
that. Yeah, that too.
Yeah, key -8 is brutal when he's also not only does he creates orbs as well. It's not just that all of
Right.
the STR orbs are bomb orbs. He also changes all of the physical orbs to bomb orbs. So yeah, that can be an absolute nightmare. How did you get on? I'm assuming, did you do it in the end? Do you remember what team you used to actually beat it with? I need to go back and check what I used. But
Yeah, but see, let me pull up the old quest records here and see what your boy
oh yeah,
did.
that's probably easier than looking for my video.
Yeah, it's event videos. I don't know. I hate that I've kind of drifted away from them, but they just don't do good. So if we look here, the old Daima Red Zone. The last team I used to clear was a time traveler setup, right, for the mission.
Oh god, yeah, because there were the missions as well. Yeah, that made it even worse.
Yeah,
The event was just hard enough. Like,
yeah. So on the main, I didn't have Daima Goku, so I had to run like a Future Saga sort of setup.
yeah,
I must have had items active because I ran Tech VB on this setup. It was like he goes in slot 3 and he dodges. That's all he's there for.
yeah.
But STR Blue Boys, STR Rose Zamasu, AGL Zamasu, or AGL Rose Goku Black, Physical VB, and in Zamasu.
Nice.
And my record clear was a demonic power setup with items where it was like Glorio was the leader because I don't have Daima Goku.
Okay.
But Glorio, Fat Boo, Tech Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, Physical Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, Old Beastie Boy, and Tech Demon King Piccolo.
Okay.
So we had to go in the trenches with Tech Demon King Piccolo.
Yeah,
we made it work.
Yeah, I think I used the Rose Clones team for the time travelers with like
Yeah.
the Worldwide Chaos, like 200% support memory thing. Yeah, because obviously with the orb changing, that can be kind of helpful. You can potentially get rid of the STR orbs on some of the turns, but it's just crazy, like the amount of orbs he creates, and then yeah, it's 150,000 per orb is wild.
Yeah.
Like even with the teams in the game that have like the most HP, if you have to, depending on how the orbs fall and like where there's rainbow orbs and stuff like that, it takes like 6 orbs and you're on 1 HP. Like it is insane.
This might be a bad take, or maybe not a bad take, but tell me how off I am. What if we took the Bulma fight and made them hit really hard turn 1? Like combined all of the annoying aspects of the Bulma fight, where it's like bomb orbs, taking away your key, right? Orb changing.
Yep.
The only thing with the Bulma fight, like, because it's just like, I feel like there's been so many this year where there's just fights where I play, I get the clear, I do it once, do the no item run, pray to God they don't do any other missions for it, and then just trying to forget about it. Because like we already talked about this, where I think I did the no item run and all that fun stuff, and then like I just don't go back. And there's just been so many fights like that this year.
Yeah.
Like I haven't played the Hybrid Saiyan Supreme Magnificent Battle in probably 2 months.
Yeah, I think I tested it out. I did a stream last night. We did some random challenge runs, and I think we tried out like the youth team, because it's the youth team's tough for that one because of Gohan disabling dodge. But yeah, that event is just horrendous for a multitude of reasons. I agree, one of the ones that I don't go back to for like not even just showcase videos, but even for myself for fun. Like when new units and new EZAs come out and I want to try out like fun team builds that maybe I will make into a video or something. Like there are certain events that I like to go and play to try out new teams. And yeah, that is not one of them for sure. But yeah, it's crazy, like you said, with all the Bulma event just having a bunch of annoying mechanics, but then stack on top of that the fact that this guy hits like a truck as well. Like the first turn's not too bad, although he crits on his super, doesn't he? But like his damage for the first one is, I mean, with crit, what's the multiplier for crit? Is it 50? I can't remember what the multiplier is for it, but he's hitting pretty hard turn 1. And then from turn 2 onwards, he also then gets an extra 200% attack. So straight away, like from turn 2, he's like one-shotting a significant amount of units in the game, whilst also, -8 key, like STR orbs killing you. Like it was, certainly quite a difficult one. I saw a lot of people big mad about it. Although Bringer does raise an interesting question, Vil, because I know you loved this event as well. What's more annoying fight, Tamagami 3 or the Team Bardock Giant Apes?
Oh, it had to be the Team Bardock fight. It's 5 enemies.
Yeah, that was...
It's not... that fight's not as countering to like everything you want to do as the Grade A Bardock fight, because like especially if you're going for a no item in that fight, you just need perfect rotations, and anything that even remotely resembles the Million Arena, it's like stay away from me.
Yeah, the number of times I had to reset to try and do like, because there's funny shenanigans that I saw people doing with clips with like, you know, Margin Vegeta with orb changing and stuff like that, and like, but the number of times I did a stream, it was like one of my morning streams, and like I can't even remember, I must have jumped in and out of the event probably like, I would say 30 times, and out of those 30 times, Margin Vegeta was on the first rotation 7 times, and he was the one that got sealed every single time. Like, it was absolutely insane.
That seal. Oh,
like,
I already forgot that they sealed. Yeah.
Yeah, one of your units randomly gets sealed. It's an absolute nightmare.
That's a nice Omega AoE you have there. It'd be a shame if it got sealed.
Yup. Yeah, that's one of the best way. Like the only way that kind of ends up working out really nicely is if you end up with like both Omegas on turn 1, because then it's like you can only seal one of them. Oh yeah, and Rainbow Orbs are the bombs. Yeah, for that stage, so that makes Omega actually really painful to use, even though the rest of his kit makes it really good in that event. Except then, he creates tons of Rainbow Orbs. God, yeah, that event was a nightmare. I think the way I had to do it, like. I ended up getting a perfect setup rotation with Omega's team where it was, I think, Omega and the Tech Golden Frieza and Gogeta on turn 1, with both of them not being the ones that got sealed. And so then it was like, put Tech Frieza in slot 3 and use his active skill. So then Omega gets to AoE, everybody hits Frieza, and then his super just straight up one-shots Farsha, because she's the one that makes the bomb orbs. And then, from the next turn, depending on if you've lost HP or whatever, because lose HP from getting the damage tiles at the beginning, and then on turn 2, like, have like a giant ape transformation straight away with like Great Ape Vegeta or something. And even that took me like, I had to reset multiple times for that to be my actual starting setup. And then it's like, once you do that, it's really easy, but I don't like playing the game by having to like quit out of the event and jump back into it like 20 times to make sure that I get the only viable starting rotation that lets me use the strategy for the team build that I've tried to make, which is a little bit annoying.
Yeah, no. This game has enough RNG in it to begin with to like have to deal with frustrating elements like that.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm not a fan of locking fights.
Yeah.
It's like I'm already battling against super placement and all that other fun stuff, and then you add on top of that just taking even more control out of my hands.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think part of that is why I like the festival to a degree, where again, like the RNG element really does come down to hits and super placement and orbs, but that's nowhere near as frustrating as turn 1 locks, turn 1 seals, bomb orbs, countering Rainbow Orb changing, which essentially is what the purpose of that Grade A Bardock fight was. I felt like that just felt like a hard counter to the Omega team, where it's like, oh, those Rainbow Orbs, you really like having those, huh? It's like, what happens here?
Just use items.
Yeah, exactly. Well, to me, that makes it feel like the devs design these fights with players using items in mind.
Yeah.
And, it's like, you're not supposed to really be holding on to them. Like, you kind of, like, it's just more of a pride thing than anything else.
Yes.
Like, the only time it matters is when they make a mission for it.
Look, the only reason why I care about doing no items is because it's fun.
It's fun.
More fun to
watch.
Exactly. More fun to play for me personally.
Yeah, same.
But I think that people like stress too much about like, if we're realistically looking at the stage and how they like intend for us to beat it, like it is tough, obviously, even with items. But yeah, I think that sometimes I always like to bring up, you guys put the sensor in the bag, bro. Like, like, come on, it's okay.
It's like I hate rotation locking more than anything else in the whole game. So it's like, okay, so just bring senzu beans then. And it's like, but I don't want to use items. But yeah, like especially when I'm doing like the videos, like I say, with that special battle missions. After I died like 10 times with the Saiyan Saga team, I was just like, no, I'm just going to use items for this. Because, yeah, I think I saw you, Minato, retweeted a thing. I think I mentioned it in my video that I'd seen it, having a discussion about how powerful items are, like, on the timeline.
Yeah.
Because that's you got to think like when some people don't like that argument or say that they don't think it's true or whatever. When we say that like, oh, they obviously design events with items in mind. That's why certain events allow you to bring a certain number of items and other ones don't. Some limit you more than others. Like you should be able to have 4. Some limit you randomly to 3, which is not much of a limitation. Some limit you to 1, like the hardest events in the game. But that's because items are so powerful.
I'm limit you to none.
Yeah, exactly. And some that you aren't allowed to bring any. And obviously the idea is that those are designed to be doable with the however many you are allowed available to you. And then doing it with no items when you have items as an option is something that people just do for fun or to flex, or it's just like a personal challenge run for themselves to do something a bit more difficult or whatever. But that's something you always have to remember at the end of the day when these events do feel like they are really difficult. If all of the missions revolving around the event don't in any way involve you not using items, then just use items. Like if there's a no item event for the mission, then it means the devs obviously intended the event to be able to be beaten with no items, at least with a specific team. But like, all the special battle missions, none of those require you to use no items. They're all just use 6 units of this particular category. So even though Goku can hit like incredibly hard, especially on turn 3, once you get to turn 3 with your terrible like Planet Namek Saga team, once you've used a Whis and like a Nurse Chi-Chi, he literally can't do any damage to you. So it's nice.
Speaking of those 2 items, do you want to circle back to the old storied figures?
Oh yeah, storied figures
endeavor.
Extreme Super Battle Road. So that was another stage that we got this week. Another stage to add to the list. I did manage to get it done with no items. I used a Margin Power team, I guess technically. It was like the Int Fat Boo team. And I basically just bought a bunch of different boos. But I did also bring Meki Cabra, because that boy's still the GOAT. Out of all the Heroes EZAs from last year, he's the one I feel like has aged the best. If he actually had a 220 leader, I feel like he would arguably still be usable in some of the current content that we have. I used mainly boos, including the Manga Boo, because he has an AoE, which is pretty nice. But Phil, how did you get on with it then? I'm intrigued.
Well, thankfully for me, I don't have a self-proclaimed Super Battle Road King title to be worrying about. So I just use those handy-dandy items.
Yep.
And each fight took about 7 turns to get through. Damage is not a thing. Even with the boo setup that I was running. I don't remember exactly how I did it. I just got to look at it.
I was going to say, because STR Kid Boo's really good for that. Hits quite hard.
Yeah, and he has this. Yeah, so I will say I vividly remember I ended up stun locking the last phase. I saw one enemy and my eyes lit up. Yeah, I was like, all right, thank God. I just need like one thing to go my way and this is over. And it's like one of those things where I talk about how bad it was, but again, I was using items. Like I got it done on the first try, but I definitely could have lost.
Yeah.
But you just know, like, if ESBR is taking any more than 3 turns in a fight, then that means the team sucks, because those enemies they're just not as hard as they used to be, and that's okay. Like,
that's messed up. My 55% characters, man. Like, come on, chill.
Yeah, but the ESBR has not followed other events in the same level of like power creep. It's only when the category itself is really bad that the events that those stages can take a while. Storied figures, like without using the boo setup, is a pretty good example of a team that is not particularly good.
Well, that got me thinking about, like, it's just one of the most pointless categories they have in the game. So, like, what is the criteria for it? Like, guys that were sealed away or something?
It's got like a weird. Let me look up, because I know the wiki's not the official one, but like even the one on the wiki is like weird. It's the description on the wiki is consists of warriors who died or were sealed in the past.
Yeah, exactly.
So you've got like
Team
like, Bardock are all on there, like, which is really random. It's.
We live in an era of like having categories like the Pure Saiyans and the Earthbred Fighters and the Earth Protecting Heroes and Successors and all that fun stuff. And then we just have other categories that are just so pointless. And that's one of them, where it's like warriors who were sealed away. But like, what is like some other like Universe 11? That category doesn't need to exist. because like you just run TOP because they did that with Jiren, right? Where it's like you get that carnival lead, but it's literally just one extra key for U11. Otherwise, like you just don't need it. I don't know. Like I think Legends had the right idea with Rival Universe, where it's like you want to run U6, you want to run U11, go ahead, but
yeah. Yeah, it's weird because, like, storied figures is definitely one of those categories that.
Let
is
me
kind
look
of
at this.
like,
Yeah,
why
let me
does
look at the
this
categories
exist?
so I can complain.
Because it's only Fat Boo and Kid Boo as well. The other forms of Boo don't count because obviously, I guess technically they didn't exist in the past. They only came to exist in the Boo saga. You've got like the Bardoks. You've got Bojack. Pycon is on there. I guess technically he is in the other world, so that means he did die at some point. But it's just, it's such a random category. But yeah, very strange. But yes, it was one of the things that did make it very easy, I think, for the run was the Manga Fat Boo. Because, Manga Fat Boo, AoE, can stun on Super. And he gets a guaranteed additional as part of his thing, as long as he has his intro, which obviously he gets with the Boo Saga character. So on the Boo team, that was super easy to get. The number of times I had like either his first or second super, he just stunned everybody on the rotation. Was super, super helpful. And then, like you said, the final fight is only one enemy. STR Kid Boo not only can stun, but STR Kid Boo, Harudagan at the end has a unarmed super. So STR Kid Boo, as long as you go into the last fight, if you've got STR Kid Boo on the first rotation, you can just put him in slot 1. He tanks the normals, negates the super if it happens, and then potentially just stuns him. And then, it's basically just GG at that point. The earlier phases were slightly more difficult. I actually tried running it back afterwards, like with the Team Bardock team. That team just gets absolutely destroyed. Like the team doesn't have any slot 1 units really, apart from I guess like the physical Farsha, like Easy A. Even she is not tanking very well in slot 1 on that event. So storied figures was a bit of a nightmare. Couple of people in the chat mentioning Boo and Heroes. Good combo.
I'm not going to deem this an official segment, but I'm just looking at one specific instance of categories here. And I feel like we could cross off. Like, I'm going to name a category and ignoring all context of like leader skills and impact and stuff. Like, you tell me if we really need this category. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So a category like Battle of Wits. Do we really need like a mental psychological warfare category?
Yeah, it's a weird one.
Right.
Again, that's just older Dokkan. They don't do this anymore, so it's not like
that's fair. It's not as bad as it used to be, but like that's the thing with the game where how many categories are we up to? I'm not counting it. It's got to be north of 80, close to 90, right?
It's possibly more than 100 because we're up to like stage 70 odd of ESBR and we still don't have one for every category.
Oh, that's
so
a good point.
More than 100 at this point.
Well, no, you also got to remember the super class, extreme class, and typing stages.
True. Although I think normal SBR is up to like 80 something. Obviously that has those as well. But
is the old wiki up to date with
categories?
Let's
see.
Because I think there's a number here. Let me see.
Yes,
very
Commission
close.
Execution is the newest one, right? Which is 97.
97 categories. 89. So about 100, right?
Almost. Crazy.
Yeah, so like you really could, exactly. Cooper said it. Like it's like we really could take that category system down to like 25 or 30, and the game would not change.
Yeah.
Like again, ignoring characters' leader skills and stuff like that, where you could just generalize things, right? So you take Int Fat Boo for example. Where is he at? Like you just make him a Boo Saga lead or something, and he's good to go. Or like like you just make him Majin Power Boo Saga, like have at it.
Yeah. It's because Dokkan went through that weird period, like during the 170 meta, where like every new Dokkan Fest that was coming out was having a new category, even if it was like a new category and an old one as well. But that was when we saw a bunch of these really random ones. Stuff like Worthy Rivals, Rapid Growth, like those are all ones that Exploding Rage, like they're all
Mhm.
ones that I feel like don't really need to exist. Like,
Yeah,
and it would have just
so
been better for those characters to have more expansive leader skills for like the other categories they were already in. But
So I have found a fun little run here, right? So starting at category number 42, just pointless categories we would never need, right? Dragon Ball Heroes, that would be the first one.
whoa, whoa,
No, but like so stuff like Target Goku, like that can just be consolidated to like Terrifying Conquerors and stuff like that.
yeah,
Revenge doesn't need to be in the game because especially when you look at the revenge category, that's like one of the worst of all time. Like Namek Goku's not on that category. Like it's like, all right, man.
yeah. Revenge
Inhuman
is basically
Deeds,
just pretty much
yeah.
all Terrifying Conquerors, all movie bosses,
Right.
and then there are a few
And-
superclass characters on there, but yeah,
Yeah, Inhuman Deeds ended up being pretty clutch because of Omega Shenron and stuff like that. But like,
yeah.
you know, we could always just like look back in
All
time
Out
and be like, yeah,
Struggle.
they're probably cool. Yep. Rapid growth is not necessary.
Yeah.
Saviors is not necessary. Space Traveling Warriors, very similar thing, but that category ended up being pretty good at least, where it's like,
Yeah.
oh, now we can get Turles and Jiren on the same squad back when, you know, 10 about a 2020 when LR Jiren was a big dog and LR Turles was obviously insane.
Yeah.
And if you were a big whale, you linked him up with his TUR and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, Connected Hope's
Turtle
another one.
Turtle School, no need for that. We have Kamehameha. We have Goku Family. And
Turtle
again,
School's
like,
a weird one because it's like DB Saga, but also
Mhm.
kind of not. Like, yeah, it's yeah. Also,
Like, you just-
Heavenly Events, a
I
category
was
that
just gonna
always
say that,
entirely
yeah.
based around one location in the Dragon Ball world. Because it's
well,
the
what
wiki
about
description
Namek
is
Saga? Huh?
characters who fought on and trained on Kami's Lookout.
yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
one singular location that and characters that did stuff there all get a category.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just have to ignore like if a category is good, and I'm just more of looking at like the description of them, right?
Yeah.
Like successors. They would really need one for like a category for characters who were in line for something. Did we really need a category for characters who protected Earth?
Yes,
Like, I mean,
that's a weird one
yeah.
because it's one of the newer ones, but it's like it's also characters who successfully saved Earth, which means there are a bunch of characters who don't get to be on there because they died or the fight progressed to like a different fight with a different form or something, so then they don't get to be on there. And then obviously Universe 11 is the funniest one because I think it's the smallest one
it's just
outside of maybe Team Bardock, I guess. But they're both like
no, I still think U11 is smaller.
yeah,
Because U11 does not. The last banner unit for U11 was Coquette. Is that how you say her name?
oh yeah, I can't
Coquette?
remember what it is. Coquette, that's
Well,
it. Or something like that.
is it? It's COCOTTE.
Yeah, Coquette, right?
I think so. I don't know. But
Okay.
yeah, you
But,
look at
like,
like
yeah,
the
you got-
URs, like differently named characters. There's like, is there even 10? Yeah, there's like 11. I
Yeah,
think.
it's right, and it's again like all of those categories there are just a bunch of subsections that could be easily combined, and it would be even like we already have a Tournament of Power like episode saga, but then you could have just taken the Legends route of Rival Universe, right? So that way,
Yeah.
you could run, if you want to have a team consisting of like Champa and Jiren on the same squad, you can do that.
Yeah, it combines all
but,
the
like,
U6 and 11 and the odd random ones like Kuwei or whichever universe she's from. Like, yeah, they'd all just be on that category instead, which would make a lot more sense.
But yeah,
Yeah.
and even then, they already are on one. They're already on Tournament of Power.
Yeah, exactly.
So, like, if you want to have a separate team for the representatives of Universe 7, because those are 10 fully fleshed out characters, that would make a bit more sense. But, like, with Universe 6, in all reality, it's like 4 characters. It's Kale, Caulifla, Kaba, and Hit, really. And, like, Vados occasionally gets a character, Champa occasionally gets something.
Yeah.
And then, once in a blue moon, they toss off Auto Magetta, right?
Yeah.
So, like, you have that, but essentially that's just the Universe 6 girls category, if you really want to boil it down, and then Hit every once in a blue moon.
Yeah.
So you just find yourself in this weird thing where there's just so many teams that we just do not need. But like Minato said, right, that was a subsection of Dokkan where they just felt like, they were chomping at the bit, like every character needed to have, or every Dokkan Fest needed to have a new category. And then it led to this like influx of just stupid teams that we don't need.
Yeah.
Now, new anniversary LRs introducing categories like Earth Protecting Heroes and Successors, I'm fine with, because again, like they were released with characters that could use it, right? New anniversary LRs, that's fine. But Saiyan Day, it doesn't need to debut a new category.
Yeah.
Like something like Revenge.
I think you can get away with it with those Heroes LRs because they could have potentially, and obviously, you know, we don't know how much we know they plan the anniversary events units way in advance, but you'd hope the way they looked at it is like you can kind of get away with it because you can look at the other categories they have as part of their leader skill and then say essentially like, okay, well, we're going to give them like Pure Saiyans and Fused Fighters. So if we make this category and call it Successors and put these particular characters in it, they're not on those other two categories, but they'll all go together to make a nice team with this unit, which I think works well, because like for Vegeta, it allows him to have certain characters on there that it wouldn't otherwise. But if a unit just dropped like as a Dokkan Fest and introduced like the Successors category and that was just their leader skill, then it would be a much different story. And like you said, I think as an anniversary LR, as part of a leader skill where they have like 3 categories, then yeah, I think it's not as much of an issue.
It's one of those things. It's interesting. It's a fun system that they have here, and it did feel like, you know, once a week we were getting a new video talking about like this category is a disaster.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like the other thing as well. Someone just said in chat, Cooper, the Super Saiyan 2 and Super Saiyan 3 categories, which was like, it's kind of a fun idea back when like Super Saiyans was still quite small itself. And then like, but there's just so many, it's so limited for the number of characters that can even be on it in the first place. So yeah.
And then they figured out a way to condense it and just make like a universal one with power beyond Super Saiyan. So it's like,
which is much better.
Again, I got to keep reiterating, like ignoring leader skills and all that fun stuff and like passive skills. Like you really could just take away Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3 and all that fun stuff and just make all that power beyond Super Saiyan.
If they retroactively replaced every single like instance in the game of Super Saiyan 2 and Super Saiyan 3 to power beyond Super Saiyan, that'd be great. That would help out a bunch of units that like are potentially maybe still usable but just don't have teams, right? Like that could be interesting. But
that would make Tech Super Saiyan or Tech Majin Vegeta power beyond Super Saiyan leader, I believe.
Yeah, exactly. Be great.
So that'd just be funny. So it's like just a funny system that we have here with these categories because you know they're going to keep debuting them. So by the 11th anniversary, we should be at $100, and at the very least, we'll be at 99.
Yeah,
allegedly.
Yeah, I don't think we'll see another new one until the anniversary, but then you never know, I guess.
Well, so the 8th anniversary debuted Power of Wishes.
Yeah.
The 9th anniversary debuted Super Bosses, and then they did double Superheroes lead for some reason. 10th anniversary was Successors, Earth Protecting Heroes. Did the GDC didn't give us any new categories, right? Super Bosses, GT Heroes. Yeah, no.
Yeah, no, it was all just existing categories.
Right. I think we do end up getting maybe I guess Demonic Power. It's like, do we get a diamond named category? Probably not. I feel like Demonic Power is sort of taking that role.
We were joking about that the other day on a stream, actually. Like, imagine if they made like a Daima, like imagine what a Daima bosses category, which would just be Goma.
Dude, don't say that.
Right, yeah. That's it.
And then maybe like Ku and Do if they made them, but the way they go by the bosses category, they wouldn't be on there anyway. It would literally just be Goma. And then Daima Heroes, even then, that would be like, I mean, we could technically make a full team because we have those free-to-play ones now. We obviously have the Piccolo, the Mini Daima Goku. But it would be like Universe 11, where it would literally be like 8 or 9 cards for the entire team.
Yeah,
that would be funny. Daima Heroes category for the anniversary for Adult Daima Super Saiyan 4 Goku. That would actually be really funny. They just give him 2 really, really good categories. Like they give him like Power Beyond Super Saiyan and something else. But then he just also has and Daima Heroes, which has like 8 characters on it. I mean, that would be, in a way, it would work, like we said, with the anniversary leader skills. Because if you had Power Beyond Super Saiyan and something really cool like Goku Family or Bond of Parent and Child or something ridiculous, and then Daima Heroes just means that crazy Power Beyond Super Saiyan team can then also have like Glorio on it and stuff. So it would still work. It'd just be obviously on its own a terrible category, but interesting. I do like that they gave Daima Goku demonic power and Great Ape power for his categories. That's pretty good. But yeah, so one of the things we haven't talked a huge amount about that came out this week, who also is on demonic power, is the Kid Gohan EZA. I wanted to talk about him because that was pretty fun. This never happens, the fact that his details came out and loads of people on Twitter and in various other spaces complained that he didn't look very good for some reason. And then he came out in the game and surprisingly, he's really, really good. Nobody saw that coming, I'm sure. So yeah, Minato, how do you feel about Kid Gohan?
About it. No, but he's really good. I mean, I said that, but when I first saw his details, I was like, oh, he looks pretty good to me. And people were like, no. So I was like, oh, okay. Well, you're wrong. And wrong. When I use this guy in game, he's very, very powerful, very consistent character. Not only good for the new Diamond team, but he's actually quite good on the youth team as well.
Yes.
And I mean, we could talk about the youth team, but oh my goodness, it is in a much, much better state than it was a while ago.
Yeah.
I mean, even with this Kid Gohan, Ajo Kid Goku is not like a terrible option for these stages, but he's like kind of like a little inconsistent. Ajo Kid Gohan next to him makes it look a lot better for that guy, so he's able to hold his own a little better too. But he can fill multiple different roles. If he needs to be slot 1 for you, if he needs to be slot 3 for you, like he can do all of that. Now he's not like obviously omnipotent or like the best unit in the game by far, but for a defensive supportive character, this guy does exactly what we want him to do.
Yep. And
he has multiple ways to support like both rotations, right? His multiplicative support on his like the 15% defense support when receiving an attack is actually quite good for a bunch of different characters. One example I could bring up is the LR Super Saiyan 4s. Like if you're running the Super Saiyan 4 Goku team and you have LR Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta or the LR Gods, like the Year 7 EZAs, they actually don't have phase 2 buffs in their passive. They only have their stacking and the defense they get in their passive specifically. So Kid Gohan's buff actually helps them out quite a huge amount because it's a calculated phase buff that they don't have. Like Kid Gohan just covers all the bases for many of these characters, and I think does a really, really good kind of job doing so. So yeah, that's really good.
I'm still kind of just like laughing in the face at like, is he omnipotent? Like it's like, all right.
I mean, yeah, because like I feel like there's always gonna be people where it's like, oh my God, he's not that good. But it's like he does his role very, very well.
Yeah. I'm not disagreeing with anything you said. I just thought your word choice was fun.
Oh no, it is kind of funny, yeah.
It's a fun adjective for something, cromulent.
Ooh.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah. I don't know. I heard it somewhere.
Simpsons.
I don't think so.
There is. I don't know. That's the only place I've heard it. That literally, I can picture the quote in my head, and I actually don't know what it means. I need to look it up. But it's the episode where they're talking about the Jebediah Springfield statue, and somebody says, "I never heard the word embiggens until I moved to Springfield." And then Miss Hoover says, "I don't know why. It's a perfectly cromulent word." But I don't know what that means. But yeah, that is literally. I only know that because of The Simpsons.
Nobody knows what it means, but it's provocative.
Let's look it up.
Acceptable or etiquette?
What's that?
There you go.
Acceptable or etiquette?
Yeah, well, there you go. So
that's literally like how we want to describe Dokkan characters that aren't like marquee. Like this Kid Gohan, like he literally just needed to be cromulent.
You need to reply. That's what we need to do on Twitter now. When somebody says like, "Oh, Gohan's EZA details look mid," and they just reply being, "I don't know, he looks perfectly cromulent to me."
I'll just piss somebody off. Like, it's like, we're talking about a group. Like, I mean, Dragon Ball fans can't read as is. Like, true. That's a mess. Yeah.
But yeah, he's super good. I think he's super fun. Like, he's not supposed to be a damage dealer. He's a defensive support unit, but he can still drop like 30 mil attacks, like with his buffs and a bit of support and stuff, which is pretty nice. He also has a guaranteed stun for the turn for events where that matters, which is quite helpful. But yeah, I mean, I think it's one of those things. Proton spelled it out very nicely in like the community response thread that I made, where I think a lot of people looked at his passive, and because it's not like a novel, people were instantly just like, "Oh, is that it?" Like,
that's
because his passive's not hugely long, but it doesn't need to be because the content of it is really good.
Yeah, but that's also like if you're going to design characters the way that you have in this last year, where most passives are novels, like that's the standard. That's what people are coming to expect. Where this character, like, you know, Dokkan Festi or EZA, it's like, oh, they need to be doing everything.
Yeah, and I guess it's one of those things, like, yeah, because he does do a lot of things. It's just that, yeah, his passive is not as long as some other characters, but yeah, I think he's really, really good. I mean, I've tried him out on the Daimagoku team and on the youth team with the Gohan, Goten, and Trunks, which I think are his two best teams currently for the meta. He can be splashed into other teams because he only really needs a demonic power or heavenly events ally, which we just talked about how great that category is. But it does have the Gotenks on it. And Tech Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks can still be pretty decent against Key Blast super bosses.
Well, the addition of demonic power just made that passive so much better.
Yeah, so much better. Like, works perfectly for the youth team because basically every Gohan, I think every Gohan is on demonic power, right?
Yes.
And then obviously heavenly events, is what it is. But Daimagoku's on demonic power, all the Gohans are on demonic power, so he works really nicely on those teams. Tried him out on those, and yeah, like Minato said, there are certain situations in certain events. And it's one of those things, not every unit is perfect. Like, there are certain events where he can't do that as well. But, like, you can put him in slot 1 in some events, and he can still do fine for, like, the first 2 turns. I tried him out against Rose and Zamasu. And even on, like, turn 1, slot 1, him taking a super from Rose before he attacked, so with no extra buffs or anything like that. I still took, like, it was a pretty big chunk of damage, but he didn't die, which is pretty good. And then obviously after supering, he can take like double-digit damage. People, I think, are a big stickler. I think for a lot of people is the fact that he only has guard for 3 turns, which I think that does hurt him in the longer events when it comes to like slot 1 tanking potential. Because after a couple of turns with a few stacks and like, you know, especially with like the double Daimagoku support and all that kind of stuff, like you can easily see him, you know, turn 5-6, he can be at like 2.3 million defense start of turn. But then once you take away like guard, obviously some of the bigger hitting bosses are obviously still then going to just kill him if he's in slot 1. But I don't know, he's, like I say, his design is very much of that he is a really solid support unit that is good defensively. Certain situations you can put him in slot 1. If you're going into like every difficult event expecting him to be this like ultimate god slot 1 tank, then I guess you would probably be disappointed. But yeah, I think like he's really good.
Yeah. But that's like if that's like your permanent state of like what you're expecting from characters, like you're just gonna hate this game at all times. Like,
yeah.
I have friends that think that way, and it just seems like they're like it gets to the point where I gotta ask them, like, do you even like this game?
Like literally, it's so crazy that people are just always so like negative and angry about it. Like there's times where it's okay. Like sure, we get it. Like you're not gonna like everything about the game, but like sometimes just take a break, man. Like come back at anniversary, man. It's okay. Just do your dailies. It's like go somewhere. I don't know. Like that's all I could say.
Yeah, because I mean that's the thing as well. Yeah, we mentioned his like active skill and stuff. Like he his active skill turn, like he can actually be an absolute beast. Because yeah, his active skill gives him guard again for that turn, gives him a bunch of extra defense as well, heals, which is nice. But it is situational because obviously you can get to those if you're doing too well in the run, and then you get to like a rotation where you can't use the active skill. Then yeah, you can't, like, he's not going to be as good slot 1, but he has the potential for it. But yeah, like people do like to complain. We joke about it all the time. Like people will complain about everything. But yeah, it's just one of those things. I think it's also like people will see clips on like Twitter and stuff like that, and then it's like you see that one clip and it's like, oh well, I saw him die to a super in this event, so he must not be good. And then it's like you have to take into account all the other factors like the rotations, the support and stuff like that, because then somebody else can take him into that same event and he's actually perfectly fine, and you don't know if like, you know, maybe the person had him in slot 3 in the early turns, but like the first 2 characters killed the boss, so he didn't actually do any supers or didn't get any stacks. Like you can never really tell when you just see clips of, like, especially like when it comes to Twitter, especially like the agenda posting where somebody's just like, look at this clip of this character dying to this boss, but you have no idea of like the context of like I said, how many times they supered in the turns before that and things like that. So it's one of those things. But I think in terms of how we've seen EZAs recently and some of the you know, quality of some of these EZAs, I think Gohan is definitely very, very good. He's a solid addition for some of these teams, because I think a big thing with the youth team as well, we were talking about this last night, like the youth team is very heavily at the moment, like the characters kind of relying on dodge, a lot of them, whereas Gohan kind of makes a nice addition to the team who is actually solid defensively, who doesn't necessarily rely on dodge against all of these tougher enemies, whilst also providing that nice bit of defensive support to everybody else as well. Because it fits like 58% from his passive that he gives everybody, and of course if he then takes a hit, it's another 15% as well. So then when you've got some of these characters like, you know, even like Int Gohan in the first couple of turns before you exchange into Goten and Trunks, even Goten and Trunks, like they rely on dodge for the harder hitting enemies, but Gohan giving them that big chunk of extra defense means that if they don't dodge the occasional like normal here and there, it's then not the end of the world because you've got a decent amount of support. So yeah, I think he's good. I think he's very good for all the teams that they currently like want to be running him on. So yeah, I like him.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it. He's our new word. I don't want to
Yeah, he's a perfectly cromulent EZA.
Exactly.
Yeah. And he's a stacker, so for those of you out there who for some reason do like Festival of Battles, there you go. He stacks.
You'll come around when you have to do a heroes run in there.
Man, I tried it. I think the furthest I got was like phase 14 or something, because like...
Yeah, so I got a question asked earlier in the chat, just, you know, the conversation kind of went elsewhere, but 2023 EZAs, who are we most excited for?
2023
I think for
EZAs.
23, for me, it's got to be Int Forku probably. Just depending on whether or not they slot 1 lock him.
2023 EZAs.
Someone said 23rd World Tournament Piccolo, Bulma.
I gotta say 23rd World Tournament Goku, man. That's my
Budama.
guy. That's my guy. That's my
23
guy.
Ku, God Goku.
My junior too. Yep.
Yeah, dude, I can't wait. We need to
they
get
had a good run.
We need to get the Int Majin Vegeta EZA out of the way.
Well, I wouldn't say it was a good run because some of the characters were a little, but there are good choices for characters. Is what I
relevant TURs. Like, I mean, you just look at like 2025 with the TUR scene, where it's like Golden Week. The follow up after that with Tao. Diamond Vegeta. X.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, but like we look back at 2023, we had Frieza.
They were hooping.
Who was 2023?
It was 17s. It was a big club.
17. Then we go to Saiyan Day, which was
God Goku.
God Goku is pretty good.
Dude, his EZA is going to be crazy.
Golden Week. Ding, ding.
No, you skipped April. You skipped April. You skipped April.
Who was in April?
Kale and then Super Boo.
Dang! I'm kidding.
Hell no.
I'm kidding.
Then we had physical Turles, bro. Tria, my Goku, dude.
I didn't say it was perfect. I said it was a good run.
That is the same year we had the androids, Ribrianne, bro. Come on, let's get out of here, buddy.
We're just talking TURs right now, buddy.
No,
don't bring the Ribrianne trio into this.
Nope.
I pulled them on a single. I was going for ball.
Damn.
Congrats, man. I am proud of you.
An LR I've never been happy to see, not one time.
Yeah.
I guess.
Well, you're not a huge fan of Ribrienne, Vil.
Well, I think they're a fun character in terms of what they're doing, but yeah, the character pick, Rebrienne really did feel like a filler arc of the Tournament of Power.
Yeah.
Don't they
Yeah,
fight
no, that's fair.
Kaba?
I don't even remember.
Well, no, I think Rebrienne loses to 18 and whatnot
Yeah.
because she calls Krillin ugly, and 18's like, hell no.
Yeah.
Hell no.
But yeah, I think all of the 23rd World Tournament, like those Golden Week characters, right? Goku, Piccolo, and Bulma,
Yeah.
those have all got to be high up there because they were
Those are going to be peak.
pretty great. Yeah. I'm trying to think. I'm not even sure who some of the other 2023 releases are. I checked the Masaka tweet thing with all the EZAs, but it only goes up to 2022. So, but physical God Goku is definitely like a big one for me. As I was just saying it before, like we need to get that Int Majin Vegeta EZA out of the way because obviously he's the Saiyan Day unit the year before God Goku, so it's very unlikely that God Goku would EZA before him. So his EZA needs to hurry up and drop so that God Goku's can then be the next one on the horizon, Saiyan Day unit wise. Because, man, physical God Goku on release, what a unit. I remember getting super lucky for his banner as well, going at like 90% in like 700 stones or something. Like, such a good unit. But yeah, I'm trying to think. I don't know who else in terms of 2023. Is that when was the cool
Yellow Mega
worldwide? Was that 2022?
2022.
So
Yeah, we
2023
Saiyans have
would
no
have been the
limits.
Future
Was
Saga one.
2023.
Oh yeah, Tech
Yeah.
Fusion, Tech LR Fusion Zamasu. I love that unit. Like, I felt like he was
Yeah,
super underrated when he came out. People like switched up. Like, I feel like when that worldwide happened, people liked the blues at first, although they obviously never liked the fusion condition. But generally, people liked the blues. Like, they were good in the worldwide content at least. And I feel like Fusion Zamasu was like super underrated, and then it kind of flipped because then everyone hated the blues and all the memes came along. But like the Merge Zamasu was still pretty good for a decent amount of time after his release. So obviously like the new Rose and stuff like that, like his EZA I feel like could be super good. Trace as well saying Dragon Fist Goku and Harudagan were the New Year's Dual Dokkan Fest for that year. I loved STR Dragon Fist Goku, so very much would be looking forward to his EZA as well. Yeah, definitely would be interesting for some. I mean, hopefully they're on a good track. Yeah, I know Tala can't wait for physical Angel Frieza. He is now the oldest Dokkan Fest without an EZA, right? And they've even skipped ahead to characters like
he's
Kid Gohan.
He's the only 2020 character with that one. So.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Well, at least for like a premium character, we should clarify that. But
Yeah, because they've fallen behind quite massively on sub EZAs again. Like we randomly got a few a little while ago, and then now we don't. Now there's a whole bunch that we could have got. Like I know they don't do them at the same time much anymore. That's something they have done during the anniversary, but not a lot in like filler celebrations. But like, especially with demonic power being a thing, Goma potentially for being part 2, like Int Garlic Jr. getting an EZA alongside this Gohan could have been pretty good. He's always been that sort of like generic but solid, at least like on release anyway, extreme support character. So he would be a good one for an EZA for some of these teams as well. But Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Android 21. Yeah, there's quite a few more 2023 ones I hadn't thought about. Android 21 EZA could be pretty good. They need to revamp the Android team quite significantly because we got that like STR Hellfighter 17 EZA as part of the last World Tournament, and he's actually quite good, but he's just got like no team. There's no the Android team kind of in the mud after STR Cell not having a very Android centric leader skill or team. So yeah, a bit disappointing. Well, yeah, so obviously we're still technically in both, I guess, the Daima celebration and the manga celebration. The manga celebration only a short one, of course, with the banner and the little bit of content that's already out. So potentially, as we said, part 2 LR could be coming out within the next week. And then, what do you think we will see, I guess, for like the end of the month? Because that's the big thing, like... If we get the part 2 LR on the 13th, that still leaves us. Because when was the... I'm trying to think now back to the timeline. The December Dokkan Fest, and obviously it's now become a thing that we get like the December Carnival. So obviously last year was Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. Do we get another Dokkan Fest before like the beginning of November, or is it just is the end of November gonna end up being essentially dry? I need to double check the
So no, we
timeline.
do get we'll get a Dokkan Fest at the end of the month. It's just like we get the Dokkan Fest, then we get the December Carnival LR, then New Year's is at the end of December. So
Yeah,
I
because
mean,
the wiki doesn't cover 2024 because they're not updating it as much, but the Super Saiyans was like the 14th of December the year before.
Wuhan came out November 30th.
Okay. Yeah, and then that lines up because like the year before Android 21 was November 30th as well. Okay.
And then we got Gotenks on December 12th or something like that.
Yeah, because that's it, because the Super Saiyans were the year before the Super Saiyan Trio from the Android 13 movie, and they were on the 14th. So it's around that time. So end of November, beginning of December should be the next Dokkan Fest, with then Carnival dropping mid-December, and then the New Year's Dual Dokkan Fest as well. So for the rest of this month, it's probably just going to be like the Part 2 LR,
Part 2 LR.
and then the Heroes EZAs should have their own banner.
I could see the December characters being Future Saga, but Z Future Saga. Like I'm
Okay.
thinking like Trunks and then the androids, like because they're holding on to those EZAs, the AGL Future Trunks Tech androids,
Yep.
Future
Future Gohan and
Gohan.
Trunks,
Like
yeah.
we could even get LR Gohan and Goku, like maybe a Cell Saga themed celebration, roughly. Physical LR Trunks could Super EZA. There's a
Yeah.
lot that could go on with a like Android Cell Saga Trunks future celebration. There's still the Super EZAs for Tech Fusion Zamasu. It's Blue Vegeta, in sort of Hope Trunks. Like I'm thinking like December will be something like that, or it could be New Year's as well. But I'm
Yeah.
thinking like if we're gonna talk about like even just like future releases, I could expect that to happen sooner than later. Especially because it's been such a long time since I feel like Trunks has gotten anything. So that could be really cool. Unless they could also wait for next year, because next year is when Super Trunks could EZA, right?
He was
He's
2023, so it'd
2023.
be
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, they could just hold all of that for next year and do like a big like Android Cell Saga thing again next year. I don't know what they would do though. So I mean, I'm just bringing it up there. But yeah,
Yeah. Because, yeah, I think at this point, with the timings, the way they are lining up, I think the any hopes for there being any sort of big crossover related thing, unless they do it for December, I guess, because 21 was obviously technically a crossover character for the end of November Dokkan Fest. Because, yeah, the big thing I know that we've been speculating, obviously, is massive, like, copium/hopium from me, but we know that I think Divers posted the actual date the other day. It's like the 20th, I think, is when Marseillan comes out in Divers for their anniversary. So that would be the next Thursday after this upcoming one. But yeah, I think at this point, if we're getting a Part 2 LR within this next coming week, I think that probably makes all hopes of an upcoming Dokkan Fest Marseillan out the window, unless it does take that slot of what was Buhan last year and Android 21 the year before. But
And do you know the picture where it's like Japanese soldiers still fighting war like 28 years after it's over?
that's me
Sounds
and
like
the
you right
heroes.
now.
The heroes agenda will never end. Even if it just has to adapt slightly into being the crossover agenda, it will never truly be over.
yeah.
I'm going to be taking those heroes EZAs into as much content as I can when they come out.
Oh my god! When it goes to diver, you got to adjust the Divers agenda. Like you don't have a choice.
Yeah, that's the
Ugh.
problem with them. Well, that's the thing, is that's why it's such a big thing for, because obviously Divers replaced Heroes in terms of like the arcade machines and everything, but they didn't do any of the fun, wacky, crossover-y type things until now. Like Marseillan coming out for their anniversary is the first big thing that is not normal canon Dragon Ball stuff. So it would be kind of cool for them to do something with that for Dokkan or, something else, but unfortunately, it's It's probably unlikely at this point, as much as I would love that to happen, but it's probably unlikely. So I guess we'll find out. I mean, by the time we do the next episode,
is Prof joking?
No, I think he's just saying because you were talking about divers taking over from heroes. He's just pretending he didn't hear you.
Yeah, just making sure.
But yeah, the next episode of the podcast should be on the 22nd. So obviously by then, not only will this next coming Thursday, I should say, the 13th, will have come and gone. So the part 2 LR will potentially be out.
Yep.
We'll also have had the Thursday after that as well, which is the 20th when Marseille comes out for divers. I feel like that's probably when they're just going to drop the Heroes Easy A's. So it's like the week after the part 2 LR. And then a week after that, we're only a couple of days away from when the next Dokkan Fest should come out. So hopefully that means by the time we do the next episode, we should have the part 2 LR and the Heroes Easy A's. And at least if the Heroes Easy A's aren't out yet, we potentially know the details at the very least. So should have a decent amount of stuff to go over for the next episode as well. So is there anything else that you guys wanted to chat about at the end here that we hadn't covered, or anything else? I think we covered basically all the stuff in terms of things that have come out. But
yeah, I think this is pretty much it, honestly. I mean, next time we're here, we'll have what the part 2 LR would be, and maybe some hints towards like what we could see for the Dokkan Fest, which the next Dokkan Fest, as I expect, like the 27th, 28th.
Yeah, because they seem that they've been doing Thursday as like a release thing for quite a few weeks now. So
yeah, so I could see like the 27th, 28th, right? But next episode is going to be the 22nd, guys. So I mean, maybe we'll have something about it. It just depends on everything that's surrounding that. So we'll have to wait and see.
All right, well, there we go. So we got a comment from Tala here as well at the end. Tala re-upping his membership. He says, lukewarm take. Manga characters are too good for how easy they are to get, and the game needs more power creep. Definitely a troll comment there. What's really funny as well, actually, we forgot to mention, one thing about the manga characters is a lot of people, obviously when we saw their stats and everything, people were understandably disappointed. But there were the festival copers that were saying, oh, well, they all infinitely stack though, so they'll all be really good in the festival. And then somebody pointed out, I think I saw Zahal retweeting it, but the fact that they all have Ki Blast super attacks, which means none of them can do damage to the 23rd World Tournament Goku on phase 40, unless they get like additional normals. So you could essentially get all the way to phase 40 and then just lose because no one of the team's actually able to do any damage to him, which I think is quite funny for a team of infinite stackers, only for all of them to not be able to do damage with their super attack.
Listen, it was an oversight. They're just trying to celebrate 40 years of Dragon Ball. They're not trying to make world beaters.
But I mean, someone did say, because with the amount that Gohan stacks attack, the Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, because he obviously
Gohan can be impressive.
I think someone was saying that like if you've stacked him, like if you've kept him on rotation and been stacking him up every turn, by the time you get to that World Tournament Goku, like even just one like additional normal from that Gohan does so much damage to him. But that'll be the typical thing where you get the lucky unlucky where he just does all additional supers instead of the turns where that one from his passive that has like the great chance. I've already seen that only be multiple times.
You you just brought up you just uncovered a demon, what's his face, Wrathful Broly. The only time he ever does like 5 supers for me is in the phase where Kid Buu nullifies all of his additionals. That's the only time it's like, oh, now when I don't need you to super here, now you want to do it. All right, buddy. But even like those normals do a crazy amount of damage. Like when he does the normals.
With that build up.
Yeah, he's a fun character, that Broly. I like that Broly a lot. I know he's not ideal for a lot of content, but I have fun using that character when I want to go into the thing.
Yeah, it's a real shame that we waited as long as we did for him, and then he kind of is pretty much solely designed around that one event.
Have you seen the picture where it's like if you laugh, you go to the Festival of Battles?
No.
I'll put it in our Slot 1 super official group chat. Very official.
Yeah, I need to see that.
That's a good one.
Yeah. It was in a report.
Where are we?
Yep. If you laugh, you go to festival.
Oof. Is Manga Gohan better than Wrathful Broly though? Ooh.
In the festival, no.
In festival, no, but like potentially in other events, maybe yes. So then overall, does that mean he is better or not? That's an interesting one.
Gohan, I don't think Gohan can just like hard carry. Broly can just literally do it himself.
The problem with the Gohan I found as well is like one of the teams that's good for him because he gets like all of his passive and everything is like the Daima Goku team, because then you have a Goku on the team, he gets the full leader skill. But the problem is that like Daima Goku very much wants to be like the slot 2 unit on both rotations. And like Gohan is a slot 2 unit, like he's very much not a slot 1 unit. And if you just float him, then you're missing a bunch of the potential stacks that he could get. So the problem I've sort of seen with that Super Saiyan 2 Gohan is most of the teams where you would probably want to run him, like he's not good enough to be a main rotation unit, but he would then be even worse if you're just floating him because then he's not getting enough stacks. So he's kind of a tricky one to use, I think, the that Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. He has potential, but yeah, it's like the teams that he wants to be on just all have like better options than him, I think.
Minato, look at this. You you under your tweet, look at the suggested another. Like, what are the odds?
That's kind of funny.
So if you click on his tweet, the suggested thing under that is literally saying "We're going to hell" on a tweet that says, "If you laugh, you go to the Festival of Battles." So it's like, they're listening. I swear.
Yeah, the irony. You love to see it.
That's funny. Yeah.
Giggling like a schoolgirl over there.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. Well, yeah, I guess that will pretty much wrap things up for this week. Like we said, the next episode will be on the 22nd. We should have the Part 2 LR out in the game. We should have the Heroes EZAs either out or have some details about them. And as Minato said, we may even have some information about what the next Dokkan Fest will be, as it will potentially be coming out within sort of like 5 days. And maybe that will be slightly too early. It might be one of those instances where we get the news for the next Dokkan Fest like that night, because a lot of the time it is the podcast is a Saturday night for me, and then news often comes out on like a Sunday morning. So that could be very possible. But we certainly shall know a bit more by the time it comes around next time. So yeah, one thing that we've been doing, I guess, at the end of the last couple of episodes, is there anything you guys want to particularly shout out or hype up, or anything that you guys have been doing, any special videos you've got coming out soon or anything?
Not off the top of my head.
I just gotta wait and see.
Yeah,
I think
it's a bit of a dry period, right?
It is
I
a
think
bit
I'm
of a dry
doing
period,
I got a fun series of shorts coming out, I think, soon. So that's
Okay.
I just got to record them.
Okay. There you go. Make sure you guys keep an eye out for those. Make sure you guys
It's a
check
$1 million
out
idea, if you will. So I can't say it.
Okay.
It's
Well,
not
keep an
actually.
eye out
It's
for
not a
those.
$1 million idea. But.
No, you never know. Keep an eye out for those. Check them out. Make sure you guys check out. I'm doing the showcases for the manga units, and
Ooh.
they're not particularly great. They haven't been doing particularly
Why
great,
not?
so go check them out. Oh no, I mean the units themselves, not the videos, but the units themselves are not particularly great. I think the last one I did was the STR Vegeta one, and he is
He's kind of good.
his biggest problem is his restriction, because like I guess a couple of the teams that he's on, you can run him and link him with the Tech Grade 8 Vegeta, but it's the fact that he wants a World Tournament or Saiyan Saga like ally, which is the greatest setup.
That
right?
Vegeta, he can do the thinkable, right?
Do the what?
The thinkable, not the unthinkable. Or he did the thing. You haven't seen that? Like, it's like he strikes confidence into defenders. He did the thinkable.
No.
Like all that nonsense. Yeah.
I have not.
Just think of it of like movable object versus stoppable force.
All right, okay.
There you go. That's that Vegeta.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I'm yapping.
Either way, we love to see it. Well, there you go. So
I don't.
that is going to wrap things up for episode 76. We appreciate you guys, everyone who came out for the live episode, everyone listening on Spotify, everyone who's just watching back the VOD. Shout out to all of you guys. And yeah, we will be back in 2 weeks on the 22nd for episode 77. So,
Hey, Ningen.
Yeah.
If you reverse the numbers in this episode, what do you get?
67.
I did the thing.
That's the meme that I don't understand, right? The 6-7 thing.
There it is.
All right, well, there you go. So that's going to be it from us. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We will be back in 2 weeks' time. Make sure you join us for that. And yeah, we'll have hopefully just as much fun next time as well. So that's it from me. I appreciate Minato and Vilify being here as always, of course. And we will see you guys next time. Peace out.